Cheers.
Hello.
Thursday. Hooray.
Yay.
And this week has been insane.
Yes.
Yeah, F1 week, right?
It sounds like it's been insane for not just me, but everyone for different reasons. We'll go into everyone's. We have some stories from Tyler. We have some stories from Josh. I don't know. Has your week been insane, Greg? I didn't get a chance to ask you.
It's our quarter year and fiscal year end last week and this week. So,
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And Gabe has some interesting news too. So I don't even know where to start. Who wants to go first? Do we?
I know where we should start.
Where?
Is it time to replace the intro video now that you are official 100,000 subscribers?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Damn
it.
What happened?
We can do better. We can do better.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So we're saying we want to get rid of the. Are you recording all the nefarious activities?
Oh, not necessarily that. I was thinking for the lives, but
I thought you were
Wow.
talking about the YouTube video.
Yeah,
I think the YouTube could use a refresh too. It's had a few over the years. It could be ready for an update.
I've changed it. I think 6 times,
Yeah.
and this last iteration has been the same for about 4 years.
all right, then yeah, it's definitely time. So let's change it all. Let's do it.
time for phase 3.
Yeah.
Dude, those are such a pain in the ass to change. Let me tell you, the intro is awful because you only want it to be 5 seconds long, maybe.
Yep.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
And so it's just hard. It's really, and I don't know what exciting footage could I use or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah. My favorite intros to watch are the ones, just like you said, less than 5 seconds. That it's cool enough and memorable, but enough so you don't have to skip over it.
Yep.
Or want to skip over it. It can be a little graphic thing too. It doesn't have to be footage.
Yeah.
I think you just find a color of a car that's in the episode, and then you have your logo kind of flash in different positions.
Yeah,
And
that's what
then,
Shmi did, right?
No, totally original.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's exactly what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, that sounds like Shmi.
Oh man.
Well, who else who wants to go first? Maybe we just run down. Tyler, you want to go first?
Sure.
How was Monday? How was Monday at 2 a.m.?
It was a lovely morning. Sun was not out. Anyone that works in tech was probably woken up at 2 to 3 a.m. on Monday. So, yeah, that was a fun day. Had to be at work for 2 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Nice.
Good day.
Yeah. He works for AWS.
Yeah. The funny thing is, foreshadowing into my update, which I won't share yet, but I heard about that, but because I'm in my situation now, I don't know much about what happened.
Yeah.
I would have
nice,
been
Gabe?
very close to it.
Yeah, it's
Isn't
good
it
timing
nice?
on your part because I know you would have been engaged if.
Yeah. You know how you know it's bad is my dad, who is 84 years old, sent a family text. He's like, hey, AWS is down. Then what is AWS?
I've had to spend at least 2 evening phone calls trying to explain why all of the internet shut down.
Yeah.
To elderly people.
Yep.
Wow.
There's only 35% of it. Come on.
Yeah, it was only a third of the internet, not all of the internet.
A little scary that it's that easy. Just
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will say this. I didn't have to solve a single thing, so it wasn't me.
Were you just talking people off a cliff?
Pretty much.
Please don't jump.
Yeah. It's not your fault. We love you. I swear.
So it was 2 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Ish. Yeah. I don't remember the numbers because that was 3 weeks ago. It feels like.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I wonder if all those conversations what are you going to do? Go to Azure?
And someone's
There's I'm censoring myself a lot because there's NDAs and stuff. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Understood. We won't push on you too hard. I assume it was probably an awful day.
Yeah, it wasn't very fun.
All I know is Auto Trader went down, so I was really bored.
Oh, yeah.
So it's good for you. It should happen more often.
No.
Yeah.
I wonder how I didn't I don't think I was impacted. Was I just not online at the time? Like, how could I have
a lot of
escaped
it.
that?
A lot of it came back up around like 9 or 10 a.m. I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when the first wave was wrapped up. That's when Starbucks ordering and McDonald's ordering came back online. So everyone
That was
okay.
So that was my dad's thing. Is he's like, I couldn't even place my order at Starbucks during my
Really?
morning walk. Yeah.
Dang, my Dunkin' order was fine.
Yeah, that was literally like my coworkers joking.
No
like,
issues with that.
the world's
That's
the
how we
world's
know
okay.
you're from the
Starbucks.
East Coast, Gabe.
I know.
Well, Josh had a busy but good thing.
I didn't even notice
Oh.
AWS was down because I had no internet access.
Well, at least you weren't on a plane that wasn't allowed to land because
True.
Damn.
Yeah, I was on trains. I took trains all over Europe, so it was fun.
Nice. Well, all right. So we heard Greg is dealing with the end of year crap. That always is bureaucracy at its finest.
Yeah, it just worked. We announced 4% layoffs today too. So that's not great.
Oh, fun.
Wow. How
You're not-
many
Employees do you have?
Like 35,000, I think.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a big number then.
Dang.
okay.
Big number of people that.
I don't know. I thought you either worked for yourself or at a very small firm.
You
I
think of
didn't-
John.
No, I'm at a big tech company.
Mm.
yeah,
Got it.
John's what you're thinking of.
Yeah,
Definitely.
John works for himself.
Okay.
Yeah, John Morgan LLC continues to crush it.
Nice.
That's different than he's not Morgan and Morgan law firm. You know that one?
There may be an affiliation. We're not sure.
Yeah.
Triple
yeah.
Morgan.
Yeah.
Oh, before you do your thing, Gabe, I thought this was funny. I had a phone call today with an investor who wanted to buy my company.
Ooh.
Oh, I forgot to ask you how that went because I knew it was BS, so I didn't even. Hear it.
No, he was a legit investor looking to buy stuff, but he didn't understand what we were doing, and so as soon as I explained it, he was not interested. And I was like, "Yeah, I didn't think you were." Like as soon as he kind of said what he was trying to look for, I was like, "Oh, we're not what you want. Like this isn't. No, I can save you the time right now. We're not the right company." And he's like, "Why do you want?" He's like, "Why do you want to sell it?" I'm like, "I don't."
Yeah.
You called me. But
Yeah, it's like
I'm like,
recruiters reaching out. Why you?
I was like,
interested
"You
in this job?"
emailed me. If I remember right, you emailed me and said, "Do you want to sell your company?" I said, "Sure," for a really large number. And then you're like, "Get on my calendar."
Right before Dan called the guy, I was like 20 million or bust.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. He's like, "Oh, so you would sell it?" I'm like, "Yeah, for 20 million." Like, oh, okay.
And then you won't see us again when there's no more live.
Yeah, I mean, hell yeah, for 20 mil, I'm out. Done. Peace out.
I mean,
Sorry,
if
guys.
somebody, I would have just made the business whatever he wanted to buy.
Mm,
What are
he
you
was-
What are you looking to buy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
we're
was-
totally that. We're
He was
totally
looking for something. It was it wasn't going to be the right numbers. He didn't have 20 million.
Mm.
Well, Gabe has big news.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like this news. This is
Yeah.
really cool news.
the best of me.
Speaking of jobs, I made the very responsible decision to leave my job.
Good job. Good job, Gabe.
Congratulations, Gabe, and welcome
Oh,
to suffering.
Thank you.
Welcome to the other side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
while just after having a baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 5 years ago. So I got into racing 5 years ago. I went in full steam, and I had this ambitious, crazy 5-year goal of making high performance driving, my primary source of income. Didn't know how I was going to do it. Didn't know if it was possible. Turns out I'm on year 4, and a lot of stars have aligned to allow me to say enough with my job, which by the way was getting in a bad spot just mentally. Like I was golden handcuffs, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Year 4 rolls around. I started to have a lot of opportunities introduce themselves around performance driving. So instructing at tracks around here, doing crash prevention schools, working with first responders and new drivers, figuring out how to avoid, emergency situations. So like a lot of stuff popping up. It got to the point where I was having to say no to a lot of opportunities because of my day job. And so just it wasn't an easy decision to leave, but I'm giving myself 1 year to figure out how can I make a career out of performance driving. So far this month, I've had 17 days of instructing. So I've been busy. I had some traction on YouTube, and as soon as I left my job, everything went to shitter in YouTube. So like, I'm trying to figure that out.
Dude, I had the same thing. As soon as I got let go, the momentum like crash.
And I'm not counting on that, but it is a source of income. So I got to piece things together. I have a year.
What's your plan after a year if it works
Well,
out?
I'll have to essentially go back to work.
Nah, you can give away the baby then.
What's that?
You get another few years if you give away the baby. Just after 1 year, give it 1 year to try with the baby, and then,
I mean, now's the time to be creative.
Yeah.
So Gabe, I know.
And think big.
What does the weather do? Because I know everybody kind of puts their stuff away up there where you're at in the wintertime.
For track driving, yes. There's some winter driving courses that we can set up, but then it transitions more to the crash prevention, public road safety, and that runs year round.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Did Hugh say something serious for once?
And he called you Gabriel.
Yeah.
that is my full name.
Super serial.
But and I was
that blew my mind.
Yeah.
Thanks. I was telling the guys before, it essentially everything has risk, and basically I was playing out my current situation 5-10 years down the line, and I basically stopped growing in my current role, and as I've gotten more and more into driving, as all of us, I can't get enough of it. But like performance driving, like as a sport, and so I was like, I can either go take one or two paths, and now I have the opportunity to do that, and I can run this experiment and see.
I say you're in a position in life where you can still do it. If you're in a position in life where you can still do it, you should, because
yes,
it gets harder and harder the more entrenched you get into whatever, like I look back at what happened and how the hell we got here, and I think about it today, and I'm like, number one, if I knew the challenges that it was going to take, I would have never done it. Right. No way, because it would have been like so daunting and so stupid crazy, which is good. Like that, there's a lot there's a lot of things you don't know that you don't know what you don't know.
Yep.
So that's good, but also it's just like as you're getting older, you're like, okay, now you've got bigger responsibilities, you've got bigger mortgages, your time is less, you have less, whatever, and it gets harder and harder and harder to do those big shifts.
Mm-hmm.
So like now that it's like I couldn't imagine doing a massive shift in my life now. It'd be like it'd be catastrophic.
Right. Yeah. So like I said, the timing for me, everything kind of worked out. So
what does your wife think about it? Everything?
She's supportive. I mean, she's been super supportive of everything, which is great. And I kind of need her perspective, because what you're saying, Dan, like I know how hard things are. So you kind of need someone who says like,
need someone supportive. I could not have done this without Megan helping me. There's just no way.
And so there's all that. And then,
there's going to be bad moments, man.
Oh, I know.
Just be ready.
So there's that. And then there's some good and interesting connections I have in relationships with people who are kind of, let's say, either owning a certain business or doing certain things that are mentors. And I see various paths forward. It's not like it's the gigs that I have and the relationships I have and kind of what people are doing and people forging paths that I could see myself taking or similar paths. So I'm confident that things will work out. And I mean, I just got to try. You got to go for it.
Oh yeah, dude. When I heard that, I was like, that is awesome. That is like awesome.
Yeah.
Super cool news. Like, I hope the hell it works. And you're smart and you're creative. So the biggest thing is, remember, you probably, where you're going to end up is not what you thought.
Right.
So be ready for pivots and just accept those things. And
I mean, I thought I was going to have $10,300,000 in the bank at 32, but I landed with the Ferrari 360. So it's kind of like shoot for the stars, you land on the moon type thing.
Yeah. No,
and it's in my head, it's a little bit crazy, a little bit like, are you kidding me? But you kind of have to have a little bit of that to make it worthwhile. So.
Well, the more time goes on too, the more regular and normal it becomes for you, and the less you're like, oh shit, what did I do? You're like, well, this is actually what I'm doing now, and so
right,
it doesn't freak you out as much.
Yeah, so it's awesome, and like the actual work days right now. At least the instructing stuff is just I love it. I can't get enough. You're playing with cars. You're having fun. You're either teaching cops or new drivers how to do like crazy shit in a parking lot in a car, or you're riding in someone's GT3 on the track and teaching them how to drive.
Right there.
Like, it's like
this is solid right there. It is the truth about doing your own thing. It is the hardest, most stressful crap running your own business, but it's so worth it. But there's so much more stress.
It's a different stress.
It is a different stress. It is. Yeah. Well, it could be lots of different stresses. I mean, that's the crazy part.
Yeah, it is funny that
there's no one else there, like there's no one to rely on. That's what sucks, is like, if you don't do it, it doesn't happen.
Yep. And now I've noticed a immediate mindset shift of before, like, it's like, whatever it costs, not like crazy stuff, but like daily things or car repair or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, fine, whatever. Or like, but now it's like, oh shit, $400. I don't know.
Yeah.
like everything. Or like, do we need to be going to this grocery store? But,
yep. That was when I got laid off. And then I don't know, it was a few months later when I kind of pulled the trigger and went full time on YouTube. And we had to sit there and literally look over our entire budget and basically say, okay, we need to pare it down to like the absolute minimum. What is the bare minimum we need to survive?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like no frills, no bullshit. Obviously, you got to put a little bit in there to still have some entertainment, because otherwise you'll just be going nuts. But it was like, okay, here is like the absolute bare minimum we need to survive. And then we had to like reverse out that number into a, like, how do we make this work? And yeah, I'm still working on that part, actually.
Aren't we all?
Right? I'm still always behind the ball on that, but it's improving. It's improving.
Oh, you're still afloat.
Yeah.
You're still here.
I saw the county tax bill come in the mail today, and I haven't opened it yet.
Oh God,
no!
no!
We're gonna start getting those, aren't we?
Yeah.
I switched my mortgage last year to no escrow because I'm like, screw you! I'm not giving you my money, because they always screw it up every year.
Yeah.
Now, I'll get that big bill.
That's another thing I've noticed since I quit. Before I was like, I open a bill right away, like I don't care. Now I put it aside.
What day is it due? All right, I'm paying it that day.
I check my bank balance less frequently now.
You don't want to face reality.
I don't know. It's just it's. I've noticed that it's interesting that just like, I don't know. I like seeing numbers go up, not down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No kidding, right? Well, yeah, that part will.
Yeah. No, but everything's planned out. We got. It's an experiment. So.
Whatever we can do to help you. I don't know if we can help you, how we could help you, but if we can, we're all
for sure. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. I'm all
there's
for
obviously
it.
Overlap here, and I'm trying not to spend too much time doing any particular thing just yet, because I want to try things out.
What that means also, you're going to have a more flexible schedule, so you can come down and visit us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and also no, because flying and costs of visiting.
Yeah,
so.
eventually, not right away.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Yes. No, you're right.
What you do is you'll find out the advantages of writing shit off for the company.
Yes.
There you go.
Yep.
That is going to be a big reality in my life.
And if you haven't already, set up an LLC, do all that stuff, do it, get it all set up so you're when it's that way when it actually takes off, it's already there.
You can write your race car off. You can write off your trailer. You can write
everything. You realize
travel.
That's the crazy thing about running your own
everything.
business. Everything you do, your home office, your travel expense, all that stuff's all legitimate business expenses, because you are doing those things for your company.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever met Carrie, but it might be time for you to meet Carrie.
Oh,
yeah. Oh man. Well, for us at the shop, it was F1 week last week, last week. God, that went fast. So that was just lots of crap. And then Nick Nick from Autotech Nick actually was still in town and stayed until Wednesday.
Oh wow.
So Nick and I worked on a bunch of stuff at the shop. We got the silver car, the cams dialed in and stuff. That was really, really cool. I'm super excited for that video. By the way, I haven't started editing it yet, and I think it's going to be like an hour and a half. It's going to be a big video. Very detailed, super helpful, and like really interesting. Like the way you dial in the cams on the 360 is absolutely completely different than the 355. So I'm sure you've seen 355 videos. I don't know that I've even seen anyone dial in the cams on a 360 anywhere on the internet. So I'm sure that it's out there somewhere, but it's really interesting.
Cool.
So I'm really excited about that. And then of course he was in the vlog and stuff, and he helped us fix a bunch of other cars and
He fixed my 458.
Did he?
Yeah, in like 2 minutes. It was like
he had the big baller scan tool, and it just he got sat in the car and was like boop 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 boop. Oh yeah, there it is. We're good.
What was it?
He had to do a proxy alignment and like reprogram the PDC module.
Oh, interesting.
We explained it in one of the videos, but it's pretty cool.
I've had that system not programmed error every once in a while, but
oh really?
Oh, you have?
Yeah, it did it to me on the Dragon.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you might have had a module crap out. Was that?
It went away with the power cycle, but
actually, it was funny. Nick and I were talking about the cameras on the CAN bus issue with the 488.
Yeah.
And he was saying the 48 is hypersensitive about CAN bus issues.
I can tell you that's for sure.
Yeah. So it's it's early CAN bus where like everything broadcasts on the CAN bus and it's all super dependent on that, like versus probably relies on the CAN bus, but it's not like the same degree. And so it just, versus like the newest stuff is pretty refined and they've got the CAN bus kind of figured out and whatever. But like even we were like looking at the Roma, and the Roma had 43, 44 modules on the CAN bus. I was like, oh my God. Like what the, like everything has a CAN, like everything has its own module now. And I was just like, oh my Lord, like this is going to be impossible to diagnose and fix these computers at some point, or fix these cars. But we got that thing pretty set up. He helped us with some other issues and some stuff that we had been doing and whatever. And then, so we get this 360 all set. Oh, I didn't tell you about this yet, Josh. You're going to love this.
Uh-oh.
Whenever Dan says that, I don't know if it's going to be good or bad.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's not good.
Oh.
So I was so happy that the silver car was finally like done. All right, it's been in our shop for 3 months. It's time to go home. Get out, right? And so I'm like, all we're gonna do is wrap it up, put everything back in, take it for a test drive. Make sure.
I think I saw it in the email.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I go to start the car. Mind you, we've already run this thing 15 times after the cams got that. Like everything's been run, everything's been fine, everything's working perfectly. And so we button it all back up. I get in it to move it off the lift. That's all. And I turn the key forward and the windshield wipers are just going. And I'm like, what the hell? So I like flick the stock. And nope, they will not turn off, period.
Wow.
In fact, they only go on like slow, constant speed or fast. They won't do intermittent and they won't turn off. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like,
this is for something else, but this is just perfectly fitting.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, God damn it, like this damn car was finally done, ready to go, and it breaks. Like another, so I have to order. I Googled it, and actually, it's not uncommon.
Is it a relay?
No, it's the damn switch for the wipers.
Oh yeah.
But you can't just buy like one little thing. It's like the whole unit.
How much is it?
We'll talk about that.
Like, jeez. Like on the stock or internally?
So it's both stocks. The headlights, turn signal, and the wiper thing is all one unit.
Is it part of the clock spring?
I think it's below the clock spring.
Oh, behind it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say $1,500.
New, not too far off. I found some used, so I think I'm gonna convince the client. Well, so I emailed the client. I'm like, dude, this just happened. You know, blah blah blah. Do you want us to fix it? And he's like, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna try. But I didn't order one yet because there's 2 different versions. So we need to find what part number is in the car. I think
we should take the one that's on the car off and clean it. It's probably just a dirty contact or something inside there.
Maybe.
Those are old dummy switches.
True.
Yeah. I mean, it could be.
That in there, right?
Yeah.
We could try it first.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah.
Well, in positive Ferrari news, like Josh gave me Jay's number Monday. He was out Tuesday and pulled the headliner.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. Was he able to reuse the material or no?
No, he's like, you can't reglue these. The way the foam sticks to it, he's like, it just put it on Alcantara and never worry about it.
Well, he was at our shop Wednesday, I think. Yeah, Wednesday, and he was talking about how he just was doing yours and how the 48s you can't reuse it; it has to be replaced every time.
Yep. He showed me the picture of it when he pulled it off, and was like, "Yeah, you can't reuse that. Looks bad." But yeah, he of course was gonna come Monday, and he's like, text me, he's like, "I'm so sorry." I was like, "Dude, I don't care. I'm stuck at work. Like, I can't worry about this right now."
Are you gonna do it in Alcantara or the same material?
Yeah, it's already done in Alcantara.
Oh, nice.
It's back in the car, ready to go. So.
Nice. Oh yeah,
yeah, it's great.
There you go.
Still he gas out some of the glue smell, but
yeah. They stink.
I kind of like that smell. I don't know why.
Well, because it kills brain cells. It's great.
Yeah.
It's almost like a new car smell.
We don't really get people asking us to help with 348s. I mean, to be fair,
honestly, I really wouldn't want to mess with one unless it was like really clean example with service records and everything, or if it was dirt cheap.
Kind of scare me because they're getting old enough where like parts are going to be hard to get. Like stuff could be rusted. Stuff, like the problem is also like there's actually they are fairly rare. I think they only made a couple thousand. Like I want to say like 3,000 something of them. So it's not like they're all over the place. In fact, like just being in the Ferrari club, I think I've only seen like a few.
Oh yeah.
So you just don't see them. They're just not very common. Interesting enough, someone offered to sell us a 348 Challenge, one of the real challenge cars today.
Really?
So, and those early challenge cars were street legal.
Yeah.
So we were like, no, we don't we don't want it because I think it's gonna be impossible to sell that car.
I
think you should take all your GP40 money and put it into a 348 Challenge because nothing could happen. That's a good.
Yeah. What never ending content.
What's the general range on a 348 Challenge? Like what
100 to 150. But that's the problem. I don't know because they only made 34 of them or 33 of them. Yeah. So, I mean,
were those the first challenge, the first Ferrari Challenge?
Yep.
Cars, because they had 355 Challenge.
Yeah.
And then obviously 360.
There was like it was weird how the 348s were done differently or something, and like the 355s. Anyway, I don't know the details in that history, but I know it's like wonky. Oh yeah, you just same here. Just that one came through the computer. I yawned too.
I'm still jet lagged a little bit,
dude. It's just been a busy week.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, Greg, your turn.
My favorite part of the review, Dan, was everybody, like you said, was like, why don't you research everything or whatever about before you drive it? And I'm like, I'm watching the video and I'm like, I know Dan's busy because I'm telling him I got to pick the car up immediately, like right after you drive.
Yeah.
You drive it. But I'm like, Yeah, he's not gonna have time to know like any of the details. And you start driving and you're in like normal mode. And I was like, no. But
oh God, so many people are like, oh, you gotta put it, and I did put it in
yeah,
A
you got it in D. Yeah, you got it in D.
later or D, whatever. Yeah, D. That's right. D. I don't even remember D and A. That's right. D.
So it's,
But like,
it's okay. It's just weird because that car is very sensitive to it. So race mode is the only mode you get none of the boost by gear. You
yeah.
get all of it all the time, but everything's off. So you know,
Someone said in the comments that there's like a secret race mode where
no, it's just race mode.
Something about like you can do some thing where you hold the button in a certain way and
no.
Okay, well they're full of crap.
Yeah, they're just race. You have to hold it a while to get there because it's in that era where you have to hold the button for a certain period of time before traction control disables. So you have to hold it into race for long enough for it to kind of satisfy that requirement. And that's when you can go into race. So it just takes a sec. But normally D is where you want to drive it.
The D.
Yeah.
Everyone likes the D.
But I thought the review was good and accurate. And
big D or little D?
Actually, it's a lowercase D, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's lowercase.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought the review
D drives it in lower D.
Fair review, Greg. No complaints.
I think so. I mean, you know,
I liked it.
And it's a great car. It hides its weight really well. The Ferrari steering rack does a lot. You know, it kind of drives like an F12 or 812, where it's like it's heavy, but it doesn't really actively feel like it.
Yeah.
It's a big car. It's pretty quiet and pretty well damped on the road. The more aggressive street alignment made a big difference to where it handles better. But I thought it was perfectly on point.
I actually thought about something too. I wanted to defend myself on not knowing facts. I think it's actually advantageous to getting an honest review of the car because then I don't have anything biasing me.
Right.
Like, because a lot of times I think these reviewers are like so focused on, it says this or that or about the car, so I'm gonna pay attention to that or whatever. And me, I literally had never once Googled anything about that car ever prior to this. So I'm just like, I don't know. I have no idea how much horsepower. I know it's got a V6. I know it's a Ferrari. Like, it's basically like a California engine lopped off 2 cylinders. That's like all I know about it, right? I had no idea about the steering rack or any of that crap until you told me, which was after the fact. And so, which was like, oh, that makes sense. Like it felt you're like, oh, it's like a 458 derived steering rack, right? Yeah. Something like that. And I'm like,
same ratio, just same steering rack.
It felt similar. And I'm like, okay, yeah. But that's the thing that's interesting is that's all like just how does it feel? Like literally, how does my butt feel in this car and how does it behave? Nothing pushing me in any particular direction, which I think is very honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the people who are like, give me this break. You got time to research. I'm like, no, I literally don't right now. I don't have like Greg's car showed up. I worked, and then it was like, oh shit, I think he's coming at like 4 and it's like 3:15. So I'm like, grab the camera, run out there and drive.
Yeah. But I mean, I thought it was good. And, I think the weirdest thing with that car that kind of just goes kind of under most reviews is like, the whole point of the car is it's a little bit more eccentric than just a German car.
Yeah.
And there's just little things about it that look and feel a little bit different.
Italian.
And, it's just nice to do something a little different or have something different versus like every M car feels almost exactly the same.
Well,
good.
I hate to say it, but also the newest M cars look like shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, the older M cars, awesome, great, they look wonderful.
What new cars don't look like shit these days?
Okay, that's valid. There's really not much that's come out in the last 5 years where I'm like, oh my god, that's a great looking car. No,
Like even today, I just went to lunch, and I got stuck on a phone call for an hour sitting outside of Jason's Deli, and I had 2 people take photographs of the car with me sitting in the car. And it's just like, oh, okay.
That's awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, like, that was the other thing is I tried my best not to like it's hard to mentally tell yourself, like to be in a unbiased position when you're reviewing cars. And I was like, I'm just gonna go into this car not thinking anything like about what I expect out of it, whatever. And I was shocked at how much I enjoyed it that way. Actually, it was the same thing with the TTS. I tried really hard to not bias myself because like that car is kind of like a little bit, let's be real, like the real gearheads are like, oh, it's
the baby R8.
Yeah, like they, all this like negative connotations or whatever. Like whatever, I'm not gonna pay attention to any of that. I'm just gonna drive it and see how it feels and whatever. And I really liked it. So I don't like the looks, to be fair, but I like the car, like the way it handled and drove and stuff. It was fun. So I'm trying to be better about that. Like if I'm reviewing a car that I've never been in before, I'm trying to like not bias myself towards anything in particular. Which boy did that kick my ass about the Lexus, but we'll go there right now.
Yeah, it's just hard. It's hard with some cars, like the drive modes make such a big difference.
Yeah.
I remember I watched the video. I watched the video with Shmi when he was driving like a 16M or something around, and he like left it in sport mode the whole time. And so, of course, as an owner, you're like, "You idiot! The whole car doesn't work in sport mode. What are you doing?" But it's like, people busy.
Yeah. Oh well.
I hacked in the dynamic mode, the V8 mode on the Defender, and holy shit, when you put that in, like it does something with air suspension, and it doesn't allow any body roll.
Yeah,
you're going into corners at like 50, 60 mile an hour, and it's just flat. And you're like, oh, this is dangerous.
Big ass thing.
Can't wait to see Tyler roll the Defender because it doesn't have any body roll.
I need to figure out, a next car. So when I figure it out, I'll just.
Your next car is going to be a Stelvio.
Yeah.
The old Mercedes had the ABC suspension. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it was the active hydraulic suspension.
Oh,
and they did that around turns. Like it would lock up the suspension and it would have no body roll, and it felt so weird.
Yeah.
But kind of cool too at the same time.
Oh, yeah. First time I used it, it was like, what in the world? This is a big floaty truck on air suspension. Like it should be like,
yeah, right. Oh man, so my old 458's back in the shop right now, and he was like, "Oh yeah, the rear suspension's been really feeling like crap, And so we get in there to pull the rear shocks out, and one of them popped the collar on that holds in the spring, so it clearly was like doing jack shit, really not helpful. The other one did something I've never even heard is a thing. It somehow ejected the MagneRide coil out of the top of the thing and then puked out all the MagneRide grease or whatever it is. And so like there was all this gray shit all over the top and in the fender liner and all over the place. And then the wire was like sticking out of this thing. And we're like, how does that even happen?
Yeah.
Some massive impact.
Is he off-road in that?
They just those shocks don't last very long. They wear out, and if you keep driving on them, I guess that could happen.
I guess so. Either way, so then we took those out and shipped them off to be rebuilt and stuff. So
I think I'll do a video on that because I took all 4 struts. So on my car, I took all 4 struts off, and I bought some Chinese ones on eBay because they were really cheap. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try them. And if they work, great. And if they don't, that's cool too. I'll just, and as it turns out, as you would expect, they don't work very good.
Yeah.
No.
So I sent all 4 of my OEM ones in to get rebuilt to a company in Florida that rebuilds them. And so I'll do a video about that and telling people don't buy the Chinese ones because they were $100 each.
Dang. That's worth a video.
Like they were so bad. The car is just like bouncing like this when you go for a bump. No, it's bad.
Were they made just for the 458?
Yeah,
really.
They're identical.
Huh.
When you put the old one next to it, but it has a big sticker on it that says MC. and then right underneath the MC it says "Made in China."
That's amazing.
So yeah, that was interesting.
All right, titanium exhausts. How do they hold up?
Well.
Yeah,
I mean the weld
Upper's cracked, right?
the titanium doesn't really flex, so they can crack. The welds can crack.
It's okay, but the heat cycling on titanium is not ideal. I mean,
if you're going to spend the money for titanium, I'd just get the Inconel.
Yeah, stainless or Inconel. You don't want to be in between.
Yeah.
Yep. If you want the badass stuff, go for Inconel. If you don't want to spend a fortune, get stainless.
So we found out something interesting too from Klein. You know, normally right now we're paying import duty or whatever tariffs on the Klein exhausts, but not on the Inconel ones because they source the Inconel from the U.S. and they ship it over there and they make it and then they send it back. So there's no tariff on the Klein Inconel exhaust, but there is on the stainless.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. Refreshing.
Yes.
Nice.
We're gonna have to tell FedEx in advance that my stainless steel exhaust tip is from Italian stainless steel, so it doesn't sit for a week.
I told Dan the other day, I'm like, I don't think we should sell Tubi anymore because, dude,
they've been a pain in the ass.
It's worse than working with Novatech, and Novatech's pretty bad.
Wow, yeah. I've heard nothing but bad things about Novatech.
And Tubi is even worse. Like they have two intermediary guys, and one of them barely speaks English, and one of them has a picture of some tattoos on his arm or something for his profile picture when he sends an email or whatever. I'm just like, what is happening?
I mean, that's who I want to do business with. I just want them to be responsive.
Yeah, well, it's fast. Yeah, the world of aftermarket high-end products for supercars is fascinating.
Klein and IPE are perfect. Like they get back to us responsive. They're on point. Everyone else is pretty much trash.
Wow.
I mean, I wouldn't say trash, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
Communications are trash.
Well, and the problem is I don't think people don't see that, right? So they have no idea the pain that we have to go through. So that's why when someone's like, "Oh, I want to order this," and we're like, "Oh God, no, please."
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't say everything. It's because we have a lot of good vendors.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like if I wasn't in time constraints, like honestly, the Tubi stuff, like it really wouldn't be a problem. It's just I have like I got to get on the fucking road, right? So
yeah, there's certain exhausts where like if someone's like, "Oh, I need it now," we're like, "Okay, well here are the brands that now you're limited to because we know they're fast." But yeah, Valtronics also their support has been really pretty solid. I mean, it's not the highest quality compared to some of the other brands, but it is really aggressively priced.
It's a good value. Like you get a lot for your money. With
probably the dollar per whatever, I don't know, fun dollar per sound, if that's the thing, is pretty much at the top of the charts. Like you can get some of the best sounding crap for cheap, but it's not it's going to have maybe slight fitment issues or little things like that, and you just accept that. I mean, that's the thing. If you see something that's like half the price of everything else on the market, well, set your expectations, right? So, but that's not to say that we don't like them and don't think we should sell them, because I think they've provided clearly there's a market for their product because we sell a lot of it. Yeah, S-Line, we sell a decent amount of S-Line. Whoops. Sorry. Sorry, YouTube, don't demonetize me. He said bad words.
We're past the 7 minutes. It's okay.
Well, we sell S-Line stuff too. That stuff's actually made in the U.S., so there's no tariffs if you're in the U.S. Hooray.
Yeah, no language barrier for support.
No language barrier for support. So we like them. We still push selling them too. We kind of have like it's interesting because like people will reach out to us and they have certain ideas about what they want out of exhaust, and sometimes they're like right on target, great, and we just yes, okay, we'll push them towards what they're already saying because it sounds like that's what they want. But some people like get like this weird thing where like, oh, I really want this exhaust because they must have read something or seen something or heard something or whatever. But that's not like when they start describing, we're like, what is it you're trying to like have it sound like, or what do you want out of the exhaust, whatever. And they start talking about that, and we're like, that's not the right exhaust. Like that is so like people are like, oh, I really want that high pitched F1 scream. I'm like, okay. And what are you thinking of? Oh, I really want like a Capristo on a 430. I'm like, okay, well, that's the wrong exhaust. No, that's the one I really want. But you want the high pitched F1 sound. Yeah. Okay, that doesn't come from the Capristo.
Yeah.
Like the Capristo sounds great. It's a great exhaust. It does not sound like an F1 car. No, but that's the one I want. I want the F1 sound. Yes.
I want it.
Not a 355.
Somebody needs to compile a tool where you just select the car and the exhaust, and then you can hear a clip of it.
Oh, that's a great idea, Gabe.
Just like the Ferrari.
Gabe, this is what you do in your free time when you make money.
Build your sell it to Dan.
I'll just spend 30 hours on YouTube finding clips of every car and free exhaust.
There you go.
Well, what you can do is you can create this as the normal guy exhaust selector.
There you go.
Take ad revenue on the site.
Just spin the wheel every time. Yeah, true.
We'll just have AI build it.
Give you a commission.
Yeah, I can handle it.
Yep. So, well, that's a like pet peeve of mine is exhaust videos suck on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're so bad. Like
yeah, maybe we should start doing that every time we do an exhaust. We do a really high quality sound clip of it, and we put it on.
Dude, I've been trying for decades.
Oh, I know. No, you have some of the better ones though. That's the problem.
If we like do an IPE on a 430, then it's like, okay, let's record a high quality clip, throw it on the drive, and there we have the 430 IPE. If we get a 458 with a Klein, we do.
Well, so actually, here's the problem. None of that is helpful. What we really need is like the 458 comparison video.
Yep.
But how do you ever do that? Because it's so impossible. How do you say I need to get 5-6 different exhausts on a 430 all together?
Yep.
So you can compare them.
It'd be hard to get it together, but you could put out like a hey, I'm looking for people with all kinds of cars and exhaust combo. And
dude, that's what I did. That's what I did for the 458, and it took me like a year and a half to make that happen.
If we did something where we do the same type of thing, like a cold start, a rev, and maybe a pull.
Right.
With the same microphone for every car that we do, then it's all very uniform, and you can actually hear the differences. And
dude, that's literally what I did for the 458s. I literally measured out the exact distance for the microphone, so it was identical. I had them parked in the exact same parking spot. Everything was the same, except for Casey. Because I told everyone, I'm like, when you drive past the mic, remember that, Gabe?
I was filming it. Were you talking about when we were leaving the plot, like onto the main road? And
yeah. I was like, okay,
what he did.
But remember, I was like, okay, I want you to go on a second to third gear shift, as you do whatever. And he was just like, like, and so everyone's like, oh my god, car number 6 sounds amazing. I'm like, well, they all kind of sound like that, but he kind of cheated it because he happened to be at 9,000 RPM and everyone else was at like 7,000 RPM. So
well, it's like
I found the main thing is like they just never have a good interior video either. And that's really what you need.
Really hard.
Yeah,
but like
it's like you need a what I can never pronounce it, binaural mic, the one that's in a dummy head. And you need to lock like the mic so it's not auto leveling.
Well, and it has to have a super high what is it, SPF rate or whatever. Yeah,
SPL.
SPL. Yeah, and like those mics. So my neighbor,
those mics are like $15,000.
Yeah, my neighbor bought like literally like a $5,000 microphone just to record his LC 500 because he's a former sound engineer and stuff.
Okay.
And I will say it was an impressive mic setup, but I'm like, I'm not spending $5,000.
No.
To
all
make
that
a
money wasted on an LC 500.
I know, right?
I mean, AI can generate pictures. Can it not generate exhaust car combo sounds?
No, because the garbage it has to pull from on YouTube.
Yeah.
No.
I was so mad because I was trying to find Tyler's 488 exhaust.
Yep.
So trying to find something with like the cat still on the car with the Race X pipe with an interior video to really get a sense of how much louder it is versus the muffled
Doesn't exist.
pipe. It's like the closest was like the Rich Reviews video he did of that pista. But of course, every time he accelerated hard, it cut out of the car to the exterior microphone. You're like, damn it. That's the whole thing that you needed to do.
Got to do what Dan does. Do both.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that was the other hard thing is I had to have multiple different cameras running for it was a very difficult video to produce. It was one of the harder ones to produce.
Yeah. You need the still revving, you need underload, you need inside and outside, like
on 6 or 7 cars.
And you need all these different variations.
Different locations on public roads.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I like, don't get me wrong. I 100% would absolutely love to do that again. I would love to say like, oh, let's do it for a 430. Let's do it for a 360. Let's do it for there's different 458 exhausts we've never done, or 48s. Like it'd be great to do all that. But like, how do you find all these different people that happen to live in an area where they can actually get their cars over here? They have the time to spend because that took an entire, like, some of these people drove like 4 or 5 hours to come do that with us. So it's just,
you'd have to be in like LA almost exclusively.
I mean, you almost would have to, but even then,
still hard.
How do you get everyone timed up together, whatever? Like, because you can film them separately, but the environmental changes can make the sound different.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
the weather, the location.
Yeah, the location. Like that was the funny thing is, so we found that one spot to do like the revving and stuff, and it had this echo because of the buildings nearby.
Yeah.
And we're like, crap, like that wasn't ideal. So I mean,
oh, here we go. You can rent one of those mics for $253 a day from Gotham Sound.
That's a much better idea.
Yeah, and then we're gonna strap it to the back of a car where it falls off. Like
my other favorite thing with exhaust is everybody has their own like sensitivities, right, to noise or whatever. So
yeah,
the Alpha is my first turbo car in quite a long time, and you can see the other cars I have behind me are pretty loud.
Yeah.
So the exhaust that I
Never
have,
heard those cars ever.
Yeah, I know. The exhaust that I have on the Alpha is basically the loudest exhaust possible, with the catalytic converter still in the car.
Yep.
It's as loud as it gets. And there were other people who were like on the forums or whatever, just talking about like straight pipe. They're like, "Oh, it's so loud" or whatever. I'm sitting there being like, "This is so quiet. It's hardly."
Well, those people don't have a freaking scud.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But that's the point. Is like this is so loud. It's like this is nothing.
No. Dude, I could probably put my head right up to your exhaust, and you could sit there and stand on the rev limiter, and it wouldn't even hurt my ears.
What?
That could be a good video too, but maybe a one time only.
Yeah.
It's a trade-off for the turbo sounds. The turbo sounds are pretty cool.
They are.
Yeah, I do appreciate the little whistles and blow-offs and whatever. That's kind of fun. Yeah. I don't know. That's a difficult but challenging thing to do, and unfortunately, there's not really an easy. There's a reason why no one's really done it, because it is so difficult.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the only thing I think of is if, like, let's say we reached out to multiple of our vendors and somehow convinced them to give us, like, let's say we could get 3 different exhausts. That's probably about as good as we could do, and then find 3 different people who are willing to put in those exhausts, and then
or just one car and sit there and do the work.
I think we just do it. We piecemeal it. Like if we get a car, we just do a recording.
Well, so for us,
we'll have a whole library recording.
That's the best you're gonna be able to do.
Yeah, that might be the way to do it. Is like every time we get a car, we do the exact same scenario, the exact same microphone, whatever, and we keep it for just that.
Yep.
Like you break out the Rode mic, you measure it out, you put it exactly the same 30 feet or whatever away, you rev it under these conditions, you put it on the same fucking road, the exact same, like
for the amount of work that's going to take, we should definitely charge for that. Access to that.
Yeah. Well, and you'd start with your most popular car and exhaust combos. So don't do the ones that no one's buying. Do the top three,
right.
and then they can choose between the
Well,
top.
I mean, we wouldn't unless somebody brought a car to us that had one already, or we installed one for a customer. We would never do it.
Well, that's what you do. Is the next time someone buys one, you're like, hey, I'll give you a 10% discount if you let me make the video with your car.
Right.
You know, or 10% on install discount. Yeah, right. Like
something. Yeah. I'm done with that. We could start. I mean, hell, we're installing that IPE on the Spider.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
even if you don't do like high-end mics, like just film the decibel meter in every shot. Like, somehow. That way you can actually correlate it to.
We have a Pista with a Klein Inconel straight pipe coming up.
I'm waiting for the "it's here" message.
Yeah.
It's here. Come bring yourself.
We're doing a stage 2 DME tune on it too.
Yeah,
that thing's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, I don't need to know any of that, but I got offered a 296 Speciale updated deal again. So
what is it this time?
They basically the same thing, just a little better value. But I still have to say no. I just can't afford it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Too much.
They want me to. I'll end up taking a bath on the STO and the 296. But
hell no.
You know, I just sit there and be like, or I could just get a Pista. So
yeah.
A Pista that won't depreciate.
Yeah, well, most likely not.
There's a nice one at our favorite dealer in Florida right now.
I'm sure there is. They probably have a couple more in the back.
Oh, at our favorite dealer in Florida.
Rosso Fuoco, really nice.
Damn, that would be sick.
Yeah.
But I gotta wait a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll address this real quick. This dude is asking for help. I mean, that's not a very good description. We need more than that to go off of.
Yeah, what type of noise is it?
Go over it.
Yeah. If it's after a pothole, you need to go to a shop.
Is it a bent wheel that's making your noise? I mean,
is it a thunk 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 or a
describe the noise. Describe the noise in words, please.
Yeah. Type it out.
Yeah, we you know, it's funny is when people have actually like done that where they like try and type up I've got this weird noise going on with my car, blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, no. Send a video.
Well, sometimes it's enough where you could at least like rule out, because like really you're just like, is it a rotating noise? Is it not a rotating noise?
Well,
you know,
but you're relying on the person knowing enough to know, like, because you assume, hey, is it speed dependent or not, and blah blah. But you know, some people some people don't really know.
That's what we do is we sell cars. So sure, we can sell you a car. What do you want?
He wants to buy him. I put him in timeout. He can't respond.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Who'd you put in timeout?
What?
I did.
Tyler put him in timeout.
Who?
That guy. He wants to buy people's cars, not.
Oh, well, we'll sell it to him. How much money you got?
He said 1 to 200K.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It's just.
I mean, I'm sure Greg would sell his
for
200K.
It's a high probability.
Tomorrow. Actually, now. I got people who we can do it now. That's fine. We don't have to wait.
Yeah. We do a live deal, like right?
Yeah, $299. That's in the 200s, right? I'll sell
you.
Dan will sell his GT40 for 200.
Yeah.
I would sell my 458 for 200.
There you go.
Oh, that would definitely be a good.
Well, Josh, you're in the money now that it's all fixed.
Yeah,
that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
You'll regret selling it if you do it now.
I would sell it for 200.
I just thought something, Josh. We should probably do live streams for when our cars hit Mecum this week.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be repping the old Charger.
Yeah. I don't know if I could. Maybe I can stream from Mecum. I don't know if they'd let me. They might have rules about that.
Yeah, we could find out.
Yeah.
They might have some deal with whatever network does their live stream on TV.
Yeah,
I bet they have some deal with them.
Yeah. Well, that's all next week. So next week is going to be nuts for us. Monday, we got to take the cars up to Dallas to Mecum, then drive back home. Tuesday, I'm flying to LA to go look at a car. Then Thursday, Josh is, or actually, you're going back up Wednesday, right?
I think I'm going to go on Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. So Josh is going to go back up Wednesday to go look at the cars at Mecum. He's going to stay until Thursday. Our charger runs Thursday, so he's got to stay for that. And then I guess maybe you might stay till Friday, might not. Don't know yet.
We'll see.
And then Saturday morning is our monthly meet at the Stub. And then right after that, I need to bail immediately and head up to Mecum to catch the GT40, which runs hopefully around like 3 or 4 o'clock. So it's going to be busy.
Yep, busy day. Oh, speaking of that, we're delaying the party, right?
To the 6th.
Yeah, December 6th.
December 6th.
Yeah.
Yes. So, that is the locked in date. I haven't published it yet. Sorry. But December 6th is the 100,000 subscriber / Stub is rebuilt celebration. So I need to, and it'll probably be, I'm guessing like 10 a.m., not 8 a.m. because it'll be, winter and darkness and cold. So,
8 a.m. is pretty early for brisket.
And that's like a special version of the new Saturday meetup.
That one you're gonna have to RSVP just because we need to know how many people are coming.
Nice.
So I'll create an RSVP for that probably in a week or so, and I'll publish it, and then you can register. It's gonna be free, so it's free to everyone. There's no because it's like we're celebrating you. You guys got us to 100,000. So it's a celebration of our subscribers. Like. Awesome. Thank you. So we're saying thank you to everyone who helped. But I'm going to pay Tyler to make food. Oh, you didn't know that, did you? You didn't. You assumed
you
that.
had to have assumed.
I assumed that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I paid all the other times. So
yeah. So
default now.
The third time though, the discount's off, so you're not going to like my price.
Oh crap.
The two go hand in hand: the Stub party and Tyler's barbecue.
Yep. I feel like and the corn mac is a requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to drive back from Dallas that morning.
You do?
Yeah, well, my father's having a surgery I was going to go up and help him with on the 5th. But I'm sure he'll be totally fine the next morning. So I'll just abandon him and then come get some mac and cheese and go back.
I mean, I would say it probably will start at 10, but run for a while since we're like, honestly, it might be where like maybe we don't do the barbecue until like noonish.
That's
like
probably
11 something. So like, if we start letting people arrive at 10 and just hang out or whatever, then have food start later, whatever, and then just get absolutely hammered for the rest of the day.
I'm kind of tempted to see if I can get Austin Barbecue Channel to help do like a whole vlog or something. But,
that would be cool.
Yeah, right?
Dude.
I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got to talk to some people.
Okay.
Talk to your people.
Yep.
Yeah. You've got good connections in that department. I'm all for it.
They might want to do a collab video, but
what kind of beer should we do?
I mean, we have to have the default, but
but
what, Miller?
No, Michelob Ultra is the new beer. Since Miller would never sponsor us.
Yeah, they sponsored the YouTube channel I want to talk to.
Do they?
Yeah.
Dang. I mean, honestly, a beer sponsor for car stuff is probably not
kind of weird. Yeah.
I mean, come on, NASCAR freaking has like Bud Light, Budweiser,
and Michelob. Yeah. I don't know. It depends how cold it's going to be. Like if it's going to be a hot day, you want a light beer, but
it's probably not going to be a hot day. I mean, December is probably going to be in the 60s, I would guess, at the highest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
if we're lucky,
probably good.
If we're lucky, it might be in the 50s.
Lucky. Yeah, say, dude, it was 90 something today. Yeah, it's almost November.
I'm gonna guess it's still the 70s, 80s.
I mean, we'll see, right? That's
hopefully not, but
well, hopefully it's good weather, and hopefully.
Well, shit. Next Thursday, I was just looking at the weather. Next Thursday, the high is 65.
Oh, it sounds wonderful.
Yes, have the windows open.
Low 46. Dude. That's gonna be great.
Oh my god, doors open weather.
Yeah, it's doors open weather for sure.
Can't wait.
Yep.
Been looking forward to that. Oh, it's so good. Although that means it's leaf annoyance weather.
Oh yeah. Leaf City here.
Yeah. We have those
Also, Tick City. The tick. There's so many ticks here.
Oh,
My dog came in with 5 ticks on him the other night.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
I think because it rained a lot and I guess November, I don't know, tick patterns, but they're everywhere.
I agree
Well,
with you
I've got
there.
a friend that owns probably the biggest brewery in Austin, and I can get free beer from him.
Yep.
It's I mean, but I was thinking like a winterish beer.
Well, they probably make a winterish beer.
No,
don't
they do. They do.
Okay.
And you get a keg of Sputnik from them.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, we need to get some kegs.
Some 8% stout.
Have you brewed your own beer, Tyler?
I mean, not since I moved to Texas, but
Oh, but you used to?
yeah. Well, I own a brewery, so
Yeah, I would hope.
Oh,
just brewed a couple times.
did I know that?
I thought you did. You had a lot on your plate, Gabe.
Is that new or?
No,
No.
10 years old.
I mean, I knew you did tasting and judging and all that.
Okay. Yeah. That was the best small brewer in 2019 in the United States.
Really?
Jeez.
Dang. That's pretty cool.
Under 600 barrels.
And then you were just like, Amazon's way better. You gotta-
Well, yeah, the paycheck was way better.
Yeah.
Not a single person was like, "Yep, don't do that."
Nice.
So yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'll try and hammer that out soon. See, but anyway, those of you that are planning or from out of town or whatever, it is December 6th is the day, so you can mark that down. That is not changing. The time probably 10-ish a.m. But it'll probably go like I'm assuming it'll go for quite a few hours. Like the last few times we've done these bigger parties, they last 6-8 hours.
yeah, we're there till at least 6 p.m.
I would say we were there till 5-6 p.m. Like actually it was kind of funny because like you had like a crescendo, right? Like a huge peak, everyone kind of eating all the food, and then it had all of us, and then those of us that stayed in the second round,
Yeah, we had dinner.
we had barbecue twice in the same day where you go home and you're just like, what have I done to myself? This
Yeah. This is the dumbest idea I've ever had.
I ate so much meat. Oh my God.
It's good though.
It's usually worth it.
Yep.
Oh God, I gotta reach out to that lady about the cookies too.
Oh, now I'll be there.
Yeah, those
Like
cookies are ridiculous.
Dude, they're the best cookies ever.
Can you bring him back a couple just to make it worth it?
Dude, each cookie is like $3-4.
I know.
They're so expensive.
They're a pie in themselves.
This is like individual pies.
Yeah.
Dude, they are cute. They're as big around as this. Like it's almost as big as your face.
Yep.
But God, they're good. And that's the problem though. Like they're so big and you want to try each one.
Yep.
Which doesn't stop you from trying each one. So then you're like, why did I eat 4 cookies that are each the size of my face?
Yeah.
If you believe it, you can achieve it.
Oh Lord, you're like, I ate 4,000 calories in cookies plus another 6,000 calories in meat.
Yeah.
Like,
You should invite some YouTubers. Get that Man versus Food guy out there. We could give him a giant platter.
oh, you know who's a local YouTuber who's actually pretty big is I was talking to Josh about it today. What's it called? Day Tripper.
Oh yeah, I've seen his.
He's
stuff.
in Georgetown.
Oh cool.
I should hit them up and be like, hey, you want to come be a YouTube sensation at our party?
Let's do it.
The location will be at our shop in Liberty Hill, Texas. So north of Austin. That's the way to remember.
Where's Norman? Is that Oklahoma?
It sounds like
Well,
Oklahoma.
Bro, you would.
Isn't that like west of Oklahoma City or something?
It's south, right?
Isn't it southwest?
Yeah. Hey, that's true. That whole meal is 0 calories because no one's reporting what it actually is. So
3 calories. Then. Okay, there you go.
eat as much as you want.
Yeah. There's no ingredients either.
No, it's all air.
It's just air.
Air and carbon.
Meaty air.
Yeah.
Sweet meat air. So speaking of
Meaty air?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
is that the plaque?
Show us the goods, Dan.
You're holding out on us.
Oh, two.
You don't get to see it till the 100,000 party.
No
Oh,
way.
nice.
You're gonna do that to us?
Yes.
Yes.
You're just gonna hold that black box?
Everybody knows what the plaque looks like.
Yeah, but why? Those one was taller and one was.
This
longer.
is the one. This is the one they actually give you for free, and this is the one that you can pay a bunch of extra money for.
Interesting.
This is the one that's actually like this thing weighs a shit ton. It's heavy. This one, the one they give you for free.
You're like every girl in drama class.
And you actually can order extras. So those are the extras. I wanted them here so I can have one here. Although I'm like, crap, I need to move. Might have to move this. Or I guess I can
figure it out.
put it over here. Oh no, that's off screen.
Well,
Put it
if
there.
there's less of us, it'd be on screen.
If what?
If there's less of us, it'd be on screen.
Oh.
I've never been cut for a plaque before, but I
I
guess
know.
One. Oh yeah, it would be if it was
Yeah.
over there, huh?
Oh yeah.
If I zoomed out.
There's
I
options.
don't know. It's tough because like I definitely want to be in those videos.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Every interview you ever give, it's got to be behind you now.
Yeah.
that should be the only and that should be the new intro.
Oh yeah.
Hanging out with the plaque in different places.
I'm just stroking the back.
Can we buy a big chain and put it on chain for you?
Dude, if you put the heavy one on a chain, that would be interesting.
That'd be pretty good for the party.
Yep.
Just a huge chain for the
Oh my god. I should that actually
That's your Halloween costume right
for
there.
the party, I'll figure out some way of rigging it and just walk around with it.
Yes. I love it.
Okay. That has to happen. That needs to happen. It'll be like Flava Flav, only like way less cool.
Oh my god.
What, 9 years of your life? You can own it.
Yeah. I thought about that. It was funny. It's like, I'm like, man, they're really like, I'm not all into like recognition or awards or anything, but I'm like, I'm going to own this goddamn thing. Like, I've never worked as hard for anything in my life as getting this stupid plaque.
Speaking of, watching the like review, like rewind videos or whatever, it's been really fun. Like shit I've completely forgot about. Like,
oh my God, I'm telling you, editing those videos was the most fun I've had editing any videos just because it was a trip down memory lane for me.
Yep.
And there's so much I did not put in.
oh, I bet.
I mean, I literally so when I first started doing it, I got to a point where it was going to be like 20 plus hours of video. And I'm like,
Jeez.
this isn't going to work. And I'm like, okay. So, and at first I was making it one video.
Yeah.
And it got to where it was like 4 hours long. I'm like, no.
Yeah, you're not the Lord of the Rings. You can't pull
No,
that off.
I'm like, this isn't like, okay.
That was originally an idea I thought about for the party. Was like, oh, we could like rent a theater and then watch them. And then when you were like, oh, it's hours and hours long, I was like, this may not work.
Yeah, it's close to 9 hours. Well, it's probably about 6.
Jeez.
Because so the first few years, especially, is really fascinating. Is like certain years were like, holy crap, so much happened that year. And then other years, it was like, okay, this was a pretty calm year. So it was fascinating. But, you know, and also, admittedly, I probably was getting like editing fatigue. So near the end, I was just like, go, 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 go. I probably wasn't spending as much time editing. So, because I'm still releasing one per week for the next, what are we at, like 7 more weeks or so?
Okay.
Nice.
So you must have everything really well organized. All your footage going back.
I have, I don't have any of the originals. I delete all the original footage. I only save the edited copies because it's too big.
The final cut that you upload to YouTube.
And I have, it's probably about 2 terabytes of.
Not bad.
It's not bad. So I have I have my laptop has 2 1 terabyte hard drives, and one of them is just old edited videos, so I can go refer back to them. but it got too big, so I had to trim off 2016 through 2019, and so those are on a backup 4 terabyte hard drive. So anyway, yeah, I've got a shit ton of videos, but I have them cataloged per year. So what I basically did when I was editing is I couldn't do it for the first few years because they were hard to explain, but for the later years I just sorted them by creation date, and I just walked through it, and it basically was like, and I kind of would remember, like, based on the title of the video, what happened. Sometimes I had no idea because I'm like, I don't even remember making this video. But I would go through, and then I'd be like, oh, there was, like, I'm trying to, like, what was a exclamation point of this video? Like, what was the exciting part of this video? To trying to find that spot. That was the hardest part, though. Is like, I've got 2,900 videos, of which I'm trying to find 5-second clips in 800 of them.
Yep. But the crazy thing for me is, like, this, not a member anymore because my gifted membership expired. But I know. Seeing, like, driving through downtown Austin on I-35 or whatever, and, like, there's no buildings.
Oh yeah.
It's like, holy shit, that was just like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Is Austin still changing like every?
Oh yeah.
Every day.
I wouldn't know because I try to avoid going.
Yeah, I know, right? That's the funny thing. Every time I drive downtown now, I'm like, oh my god, it's so much different than the last time I was here.
Yeah.
Nice. So did you say you've edited all the videos, or you're editing them as you go?
Nope. I edited all the recap videos.
Oh, okay.
I spent an entire week. I spent probably about, I'm gonna say, 80 hours on it.
Damn.
It was a crap ton of work. It was awful.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to have to do that again. Now I've done that, I can theoretically just move forward and recap each year going forward. But and I've done previous year recaps, but I didn't want to reuse them. I wanted to, like, do new ones.
Makes sense. All right, Hugh's keeping us on track here. You haven't talked about the title of the live stream.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the dealership.
With 12 minutes to go.
I think that's a record. We normally, like, start off right away, like, talking about what the video's about.
All
right, yeah. Well, it's literally packed. We had 16 cars in the shop at last week temporarily. Actually, I think it's back up to 16 again because Josh's 458 is in there right now. So we literally cannot fit another car. But here's what's really stupid about this. There's only like 3 cars for sale out of all of those. Everything else is either sold or there for service. And of the sold cars, a ton of them are just waiting for transport or some whatever thing. So we were laughing because we're like, of all these cars in 2 weeks, all but like 4 of them or 5 of them will be gone. So we're at this
hopefully we'll have a new batch of stuff here in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. So we're actually, like, preempting looking for new cars because we know all these cars are going out the door. So we have all these deals on cars, and the cars just need to go away so that we can buy more cars. So it's kind of like slow rolling some deals. Like, it's like the one car is getting traded, and I was like, oh well, we'll take our time on that.
We are getting a 911.
We are.
Huge. Is it a 991.1, I believe, right?
Wow.
It's a Targa. And it's the right color. It's red.
Interesting. Must have been the right price. Obviously.
Not amused.
Yeah, he will be like, oh. Yeah,
okay. What made that appealing? Just
it's a trade.
Oh, okay.
I mean, admittedly, like, we're kind of we've done enough cars now and sold enough and whatever that if it's not a 360, 430, or 458, we're probably not going to give you the greatest number. But honestly, that's how most dealers are when you come to trades. Like, if you trade into a dealer, they beat you up on it pretty hard. And we've tried to be pretty competitive, but I think now if it's not one of the cars we really want, we have to be a little bit harder, and because we don't want the car. Like honestly, we don't really want this car that much because it's going to be harder for us to sell because we don't sell Porsches as well as we do Ferraris.
How long do you guys think you'll hold it before you just put it to auction?
A month.
4 weeks. Yeah, maybe a month.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll want to give it a shot.
We're going to buy it right, so we'll be okay if we have to send it to the auction.
Yeah. And that's kind of the problem is like we have to have that in our back pocket. It's like, okay, if it's a car that we're taking on trade that we're going to have a harder time selling, we might have to dump it at auction to get rid of it because it ties up, especially when they tie up a large amount of money.
Yeah.
So it's one thing if someone's trading in like a $30,000-$40,000 car, we're like, whatever. But when you're trading $100,000-something car, it's like, oof, you're tying up a lot of our capital on a car that we're not going to make more than a couple grand on. We're like, yeah, I don't like that.
Yep. It's only fair.
Yeah. And if only it was just so easy as to just go bigger building.
Yeah.
So interesting enough.
Just build a garage in your backyard.
Right.
Do you guys know that X Space building on 620 over in like the Lakeway area?
Yep.
I saw a listing on like Facebook Marketplace that they had like one of those units for like $1,200 a month. I was gonna send it to y'all because I was like, if you ever need like overflow storage, that's like
we actually have the building that in Lago Vista that Fred owns that we have. It's like 3,500 square feet. It's completely empty.
Yeah. The only problem is we can't really store Ferraris there because it's not air conditioned.
Yeah.
Or at least we don't really want to store Ferraris.
It's actually not too bad because it's all insulated and stuff.
That's true. It's not. It's
Store
not
the Porsches there.
It'll be winter.
We just need to push Fred to get his business open here.
well, he's all like going to put air conditioning in it. He just hasn't.
Yeah, he got too busy driving his cars.
Well, he has 2 cars over there. I keep my Porsche over there.
Nice.
And 458 stays over there most of the time.
I should stash your car. That'd be fun. I need an S2000 again. I'll just.
Yeah, I mean, and it's convenient because it's only like a mile and a half from my house.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very convenient for you.
Yeah.
Dude, you realize he's never even seen that building in person yet?
Yeah, I know.
How long has he owned that thing?
It's been a year.
Has it really? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You know what's funny? I thought about that. He's gonna do so well on that Mustang Cobra.
Oh, I know.
Like he bought that right before they just went ape shit.
Yep.
I was like, damn, dude,
I need to probably drive that car.
Yeah. Definitely we should. Actually, it probably needs an oil change.
Yeah.
It's probably absorbed all sorts
Same
of
with the 308.
Oh god, that 308. That poor thing. Is the tire flat? It's just sitting there with a flat tire.
No, I pumped it up.
Okay. It still just leaks out every time though.
It's slow leak.
Yeah.
It takes a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But I go there and start the cars like whenever I'm over there. I'll take the covers off and start them.
Okay.
And they're on maintainers, so I mean.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I want to do that. That Mustang was fun. I want to drive that
The
thing.
car is awesome.
Yeah, that car is awesome.
The car is super fun. God, I bet you it's almost double what he paid for it now.
You think that much?
Dang.
I bet you. So I think it was somewhere in the 30s, and I bet you it's near in the 50s now.
No, I think he paid 50 for it.
No, I swear it was like 30 something.
No, it was more than that.
Was it?
I think it was 50.
Mm,
I could be wrong. I don't know. I have to go back and look.
okay. Well, either way, it's still really low miles, right?
20,000 miles.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Damn. We should take that to a Cars and Coffee.
I was thinking about taking it to Radwood.
Oh, there
That'd
you
be
go.
Yeah.
Isn't
When
that
is that this year?
is it November or something?
No, it's next year sometime. I think it's like March or something like that.
Okay. It's Wait, the SVRA is not this weekend, right? It's next weekend.
I'm not sure.
I think so.
Jocko gonna be there?
Good question. I don't know. I don't think so. He hasn't been on the live in a while.
He popped in 2 weeks ago for a minute.
Yeah,
Did he?
he's living his best life. So.
Yeah, he's doing.
He was trying to get an old race car ready and race it, but I don't know where he's at with that.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, yeah. So anyway, we're full, but kind of need cars. So we're still looking for cars. We're trying to run a bunch of deals. We had some interesting ones. If you aren't on the list, if you're looking for a car, get on our list. Send us an email. Tell us what you want. We'll add you to the list as we see cars of interest. But
we got offered a salvage title Scud today.
we did.
Is
Yeah.
Same one.
Is it the blue one repainted from Florida?
No.
Um,
No. Actually, you know, it's fascinating. So this dude calls us today and chats with us. He wants to sell us a bunch of cars, and he's got some interesting cars. So I guess I should tell him. Of course, we only have 4 minutes left or whatever. But just in case someone watching happens to want one of these very interesting cars, because then we could just do like a pass through or whatever. He's got a 430 Scud that's salvage title. So that's, I mean, pretty
it's
specific.
only 8,000 miles or 9,000
9,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that. He had like, I think it was 9 or 10,000 mile challenge Stradale,
Wow.
which I was like, ooh,
Good title?
clean title. All the rest are clean title.
What color?
I didn't go into it. He's got a 348 challenge car. That was where I was telling you about the challenge car. Yep, he's got that. He wanted to sell that to us, and we're like, no. He might be selling us a 360, just a regular 360. Just a regular 360, you know. But then he's like, "Oh, well, I have an F50."
What?
I was like, "Oh, you do?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I'll be honest, we can't afford that."
Yeah.
So, but if you happen to be on the market for an F50, reach out to me.
Yeah.
He's legitimately interested in potentially selling it.
Fred, Casey, where are we at?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Those
think
high
they're
rollers.
currently.
I think that might be too much for even them.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think they're in the 3 to 5 mil range right now, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked in a while.
Yeah, I have to look at.
Actively track that market.
I know. I don't really.
I barely look at 48 market, let alone
Yeah.
this shit.
So I was like, oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, that's pretty badass. And apparently he's got a bunch of other cars, but we'll see. Anyway, I was like, I'm flying out to your area soon. You know, I can come look in.
They're more than you think.
Mm.
Oh, what are they?
One
Five?
sold at Monterey this year, 5,000 mile car, a yellow one, for 9.2 million.
Oh, damn.
Hmm.
They're
There's one
way
for
higher.
sale. There's one that actually this one sold in Germany, about 37,000 miles for 4.8 or 5.6 million.
Greg, I hate to tell you this. You missed the boat on that car too.
Yeah.
Storing them
God,
out.
the last time I remember looking up one that sold was around like 3.5. Okay, this was a while ago.
8,000 mile car sold for 5.5 million last year.
Yeah, Joe has it. That yellow F50 in Monterey was Ralph Lauren's. So that was
Oh,
was it?
oh, okay.
But does that give it a $4 million premium? I don't
Well,
know.
it's yellow.
For the right
great.
person.
But
There
this-
can't be many yellow ones out there.
Yeah, this is a decent week for Scott. There's a Bring a Trailer 16M going. It's already at 810,000.
What?
Yeah,
No way.
6,000. I think it's like 5,000 or 6,000 miles.
Okay, can I just also? I'm gonna get some shit for this in a whatever. It's right at the end of the video.
Careful, you need to be careful. No, we don't talk bad about this price. This is a good price, Dan.
It's not the price. It's not the price. Why the hell do people want the 16M? Why? Yeah, Greg's just trying to drive up the price. It's all part of the master plan. Why would you buy the lightweight
top?
Yeah, why would you buy the lightweight high performance car that's convertible so it's heavier and not it makes no sense to me.
If you think about it from a driving perspective, that's kind of right, but it's limited production numbers. It's the cheapest limited production number of lightweight Ferrari. So supposedly dealers are giving special credence to those who have one of the Apertas, one of the convertible Speciale cars in the collection or whatever. So people are buying them for that reason. Like there's all sorts of games. And then also it's just, if a 458 Speciale Aperta is $1.8 million. Oh
my God.
Then the 16M by comparison gets kind of floated up with that. But yeah, hard to know.
I remember when I first got into all this stuff that I could have bought one for like $200,000.
Yeah.
God damn it. And on that note,
story of all our lives.
We'll see you guys next week.
Right.
Bye.